Hello everyone, you're watching NDTV. The government has finally announced dates for the next census, October 2026 for the hilly states of the country and March 2027 for the rest of India. Now this will be India's first digital census using a mobile app, allowing self-entry and supporting multiple languages. Most importantly, it is expected to include caste data for the first time since 1931. This will help the government understand the real numbers of different communities, especially OBCs, and could guide decisions on reservations, welfare schemes, and even redrawing political boundaries. Now, the census happens in two steps. First is, of course, the house listing, where officials note household details like how many people live there, what kind of house it is, and if they have electricity or water. And the second step is the important one, the population enumeration, where they collect details about each person, such as age, gender, religion, and this is where caste comes in, education, and also job. This census is especially important, like I said, because it's happening after 16 years and could potentially give us an updated picture of socio-economic realities in the country. But the politics around all of this has already begun. Opposition says that the BJP did not clearly mention caste in the official order that was released today, and it is avoiding the issue. The Congress party says that the BJP is ignoring social justice, choosing religious politics over caste data. And in Bihar, where elections are coming up, the BJP is attacking the RJD by using a video of Lalu Prasad Yadav, RJD chief, accusing him of insulting Dr. Ambedkar. Now, the big question, will caste data change Indian politics forever? Will it help create fairer policies? Will it create better support systems for backward communities? Or will it just lead to more political fights and divisions? That's what we discuss in the course of the next few minutes. Joining me now is Siddharth Yadav of the BJP. We have Mahima Singh of the Congress party. We have E. Venkatesu, who is from the Department of Political Science, University of Hyderabad. Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast. Before I come to my guest, let's first listen into what BJP leader and Minister for Environment Bhupender Yadav said today in a press conference.
इस देश में ओबीसी समाज के साथ धोखा करने का काम, छल करने का काम हमेशा से कांग्रेस ने किया है। अगर कांग्रेस के मन में कभी सच्चाई रही होती तो काका कालेलकर कमीशन की रिपोर्ट आने के बाद कांग्रेस ने कोई दूसरा कमीशन ही नहीं बनाया।
Well, we have Charu Pragya from the BJP today and of course Mahima Singh. Charu, to you first, you heard what the Congress party said today. Jairam Ramesh put out a long tweet in which he said that the budgetary allocations are not in place and that BJP betrayed the cause of Mandal for the sake of Kamandal. How do you look at these allegations?
So Congress has a PhD in only levying allegations and doing no work. Because today we are at a place where we are saying we are going to deliver better welfare targeting because of this census. The census is long overdue, but it needs to be done in a way which is constitutional, which is data driven, and which is actually for the benefit of our citizens, not for the benefit of one political party's vote bank, which is exactly what Congress did, and I'll tell you how. In Karnataka, they did a caste census, but in spite of repeated requests, the data of that was never made public. You know why? Because it did not suit their political motives and intentions. Now, when we are talking about doing the census, it is going to be done in a way which is transparent, which makes sense to everyone, and which makes our country more prosperous and progress faster, which is the end goal of the census. Exactly that and nothing more. So, Congress cries foul over every single thing, every single day, but we are focused on what better we can do for our country. And we can do it at the national level. That is what we are setting out to do.
Mahima Singh, a very valid response there. You had two demands, the Congress party. One, that the census itself needs to be conducted, and all of us agree that it has been delayed quite a bit. And the second thing is you wanted a caste census. The centre seems to have agreed on both counts, and it seems to me that the political class is finally in agreement with the demand for caste census. This should be a happy moment for all of us, isn't it?
Jai Hind, Vasudha, there's a third demand which you have forgotten to mention here, which we have been reiterating again and again, and that is that the 50% reservation cap needs to be blown away. Now, let me just, and we have done that, by the way, in Telangana, and we are on our way to doing that in Karnataka. The BJP spokesperson has put forward her very convenient stance, and the BJP leader's statement that you played out just before her was also very appalling because he indicated that after Kaka Saheb Kalelkar commission report, the Congress's stance is questionable and so on and so forth. I would briefly like you to draw your attention to that before I bring your attention to the very, instantaneous issue of the Modi government's lack of and completely being devoid of integrity. Now, Kaka Sahab Kalelkar was the only president of a commission, Vasudha, who dissociated himself from the report, who disagreed and dissociated himself from that. And hence, what did Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru do? The then Prime Minister Pandit Nehru actually empowered the states to conduct their own, census, and thereafter 11 state commissions were constituted. Before in 1980, Mandal Commission came in place. The very Mandal Commission, upon the agreement with whose report by VP Singh, the BJP actually resigned and backed off from that government. Now, let me come to the immediate issue, Vasudha. What has happened is that Modi government has lied to the nation on more than multiple instances. But let me just say, today the question is, have they committed a crime of perjury? Because on 21st of September 2021, Modi government has...
Charu, Mahima is pointing to some very important points. Also, she's talking about the time when Kaka Kalelkar committee came up with, and also I believe that the BJP is very different now. The Congress is very different now. I've never seen the Congress party also talk about reservations with such measure. The BJP is also talking about the same thing. So clearly, political parties have changed in the last 2 decades. But Charu, how would you respond to Mahima Singh's allegations that all that BJP is doing now is just optics, just talk, and it's not really ready to walk that talk?
The Gen Z says we are not the same, bro. So when Congress talks about caste census, they do it because they want to carry forward their caste politics. We are talking about targeted upliftment. And I mentioned Karnataka, but let me also take a while to mention the socio-economic caste census Congress government conducted in 2011. Again, the data of that was not released. Why? Because it would have just exposed your tokenism.
Government lied
so,
on the affidavit.
Mahima, I'm not interrupting you.
Immediate question, no,
Vasudha.
Mahima, I'll come back to you. Let her finish. Let's just have Charu. I'll come back to you, Mahima. I will come back to you, Mahima. Let Charu finish.
You did not allow me to finish my point.
Okay. I'm completely out of time. Let Charu finish. I'm coming to you, Mahima. I'm coming to you next. Yes, Charu.
I'm sorry, these pointed bits of data are cutting Mahima too deep today. I will ask again, socio-economic caste census in 2011, why weren't the details released to the public? In Karnataka, you did a caste census. Why wasn't the data given to the people? You have your governments in several states. You have it in Himachal Pradesh today. You had it in Haryana. Sorry, you had it in Rajasthan till some time back. You have never done anything for the upliftment of people. It nearly becomes tokenism and nothing else.
Yes, socio-economic survey that was conducted in 2012, 2013. Why is the data not out yet is what she's asking. Mahima.
Vasudha, here I am talking about commission of a crime of perjury by lying on a 60-page affidavit by the BJP government, by Mr. Modi's government on 21st September 2021.
No, not at all. I can quote it verbatim to you.
Now will you stop her, Vasudha? From doing what she was preventing.
Why don't we go back to 2011 and Karnataka caste census first?
Let's just have Mahima first.
This is why we have also started to interject.
Why don't you always speak
Charu, I'll come back to you. Mahima, finish.
The BJP spokespersons have always not conferred the courtesy on the Congress spokespersons and others which they expect, which is why now they are having to face the brunt of the same. Now let me just come to this.
You don't have to be permanently angry in life.
Now here she goes. You see the very frustration.
Okay, I gave you time, Mahima. Please make your point.
Vasudha, you see, I am talking about the perjury they have committed because to the Supreme Court they said Modi government doesn't have a policy to conduct caste census. Then in 2024, Mr. Modi went out in an election rally and said, those who are demanding a caste census are urban Naxals. Those statements are very much on the record.
Charu, before I go to the
Yeah,
expert, how do you respond to this
multiple
criticism that the
statements.
BJP was not completely, aligned with the idea of caste census, but it took time for you to, align yourself with that idea? Is
Not
that
at all, not at all, Vasudha. I have just quoted that when
Okay.
Kaka Sahab Kalelkar's commission actually dissociated and disagreed with
Okay,
the report
okay.
that
But Mahima, you're
supported...
talking about a different
we
BJP now.
understand-
Charu, yes.
No. You cannot look at history
Yes,
in
Charu.
isolation.
Yes.
You have to
I'm
look at the
responding.
history holistically and
Even
understand...
Jairam Ramesh in his tweet said that let's not get into that kind of history because we're talking about today. Charu, yes. Would you like to? How would you respond to Mahima's allegations? Because it's a serious one. The urban Naxal one.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
perjury,
And
Vasudha, yes.
why we stand by everything that our party has said, it's because you see for yourself, Congress has done this twice, and these two times I'm quoting you. I am telling you 2011, I'm telling you about Karnataka. They have done the census and they're sitting in on the data. You know why? Because it exposes them completely and thoroughly. What
Who
we
is
are doing
talking?
today
Who
is
is
to make
talking?
sure that while we are rolling out welfare for the country, it is done in a proper way. Representation is done in a proper
No,
way.
no.
Ours is the
Okay,
government
I'll have to go to the
highest
expert now. Professor
representation of
Srinivas,
We have
how do you
already
look at
given
the
reservation
BJP
in
and
Telangana.
Congress?
But
In
Mahima,
Karnataka,
let's
committee
get
is
a response
assembling.
about
Okay,
Karnataka.
Professor, how do you look at
You
the
put
response of the
So pointed
BJP and
question,
Congress when
Vasudha,
it
before
comes
we
to
move
caste
on.
census? How do you look at this, deciding the future course of political discourse in India?
No, where retrospectively, when you look at the electoral politics of this country, both Congress party, that was a single dominant party for a long period of time, and from 2014 onwards, Bharatiya Janata Party, it has been the ruling political party. But both of them have neglected the other backward classes or socially or educationally backward classes since 1947 onwards. After more than 7 decades of independence, so for the first time since 2024 election, and the issue which was neglected for more than 94 years since 1941 onwards has become a national agenda of the all the political parties, whether a Hindutva political party or secular political party or leftist political parties, because by 2024 the backward classes voice has emerged as one of the powerful voice. Without the backward classes you can't run the politics in this country.
Okay.
So Congress party, when it lost the political power, it has started talking about the OBC caste census, lifting of the 50% ceiling of the reservations, protection of the constitution. Subsequently, the Bharatiya Janata Party, since 1990s onwards, it has opposed. We have seen in 1990s Mandal and then Mandir movement. Subsequently, when Mandal Commission was announced to implement the 27% of the reservations by VP Singh government, there was a Mandir movement.
Yeah, that's very important. Let me take closing remarks from our political spokespersons. Mahima Singh, is the Congress party talking a lot about reservations and social justice only because it wants to have that kind of comeback? It also understands the political power of Bahujan.
See, Vasudha, we have walked the talk. The only way to blow away the 50% cap and the BJP, which is devoid of policy and intention to bring that policy, would not know it. Let me just say, to blow that 50% cap away, we will have to bring about an amendment. And it is the Congress government that brought about an amendment, the 93rd Amendment in 2006, which enabled the SC/ST OBC reservation in private and government-aided institutions.
Okay,
And
completely out of time, Charu Pragya, closing remarks from you. Because, Mahima, the reservation thing, the limit is also set by the court, right? So the matter is in the court. Charu Pragya, very quickly, 20 seconds.
No, allow me to complete.
I have no time. I have to give
Vasudha.
Charu Pragya. Charu, closing remarks
you.
from you. Yeah.
There was no OBC census in 70 years. UPA 1, UPA 2, no census at all. Whenever they have conducted a census, they have sat on that data because their intention was never upliftment. Their intention was only vote bank politics. I am glad now we have a decisive government which is going to be data driven when it comes to conducting this census, and it's going to be focused on delivering welfare. Only that and nothing else. And that is why I think the Congress is upset today. As for snatching credit, etc., if Rahul Gandhi was honestly interested in making the country better, he would have done so already. And if the people of India were falling for all these dialogues he makes about caste and upliftment, etc., they would have voted for him. They chose not to vote for him.
Quickly, Mahima, because I interrupted you, please finish your point in 10 seconds.
A party, you see, the BJP, the RSS, the very organizations that have been opposed to the fundamental idea of social, economic equality, who have been opposed to the idea of reservation.
What's wrong with you? Do you even know about what BJP and RSS stand for?
We'll listen to what Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party said today, because I showed you what Bhupendra Yadav said. Let's also listen into what Jairam Ramesh said today. Thank you so much.
आज की जो अधिसूचना है, इसमें नई बात क्या है? इसमें यही कहा गया है ना कि जम्मू और कश्मीर, उत्तराखंड और हिमाचल में अक्टूबर 2026 को और भारत के अन्य राज्यों में मार्च 2027 को ये जनगणना होगा। ये तो 30 अप्रैल को ही घोषणा की गई थी और इसमें सिर्फ जनगणना की बात है, जाति जनगणना नहीं है। तो क्या हमारे जो पलटी मास्टर हैं, हमारे पीएम हैं, क्या एक और बार अपना उन्होंने मन बदल लिया है? क्यों इस अधिसूचना में कास्ट को लेकर, जाति को लेकर इसका कोई जिक्र नहीं किया गया?
Well, the announcement of the census becoming another flashpoint between the Congress party and the BJP. Thank you, Charu. Thank you, Mahima. And thank you, Professor Venkatesh, for joining me on this broadcast. While the centre is very serious about caste census, is what it's saying, the opposition parties have questioned about the exclusion of caste in the official Gazette notification. It has also asked about the funding roadmap for a national census exercise that's expected to cost over 10,000 crore. With that, it's time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.